Welcome back, guys. This is a quick video on the Analemma, the sun's Analemma, for those guys who haven't clicked onto it, how it works on the flat earth model. It's the sun's Analemma, right? That's the shape it takes. Now you need to understand what the sun's doing to form that shape. Now this is equilibrium. The sun's equal. That means it'll go round the equator the same distance. It hasn't gone south, hasn't gone north. The sun is sitting up there in a vortex. You have to check out my earlier videos. That's equilibrium. The sun follows the magnetic field of the earth, which is a vortex. It sits in a vortex, a tight magnetic field, and the sun doesn't tilt, but its energy is follows the magnetic field. It's a vortex, it winds its way up. So imagine a spiral. So you're wider, it gets smaller and smaller as it goes up to the centre. Wide spiral as it comes back up to the centre. That's the Earth's magnetic field. As it goes from south to north or vice versa, it's a magnetic phase shift. It's all based on pressure. One way to explain it, or to get the image in your head, would be to take a balloon and push down on it. And what happens when you push down on it, it bulges out south. That's the southern summer. Don't focus too much on the sun, but that's the magnetic field. Take your hand off, pops back up again. This is what it's doing over the year, popping in and out. It's not the sun, it's the magnetic field. The sun is a focal point with the human, with animals, in their eyes. Because we have the black pupils. Our black pupils are tuned to the black hole centre. It's all frequency. So the sun is in many places, but only seen in one. We only see it in our horizon. Everyone sees the sun in their own horizon. It still has its projection, but it's wherever that guy's focal point is in that his particular horizon as to where he sees the sun. So if the sun's out here at this time of the year on that line, circle, then everyone will see it on that circle, but it'll be in his horizon. Then it winds back in, doesn't it? So that's one way of imagining it, visualizing it. So over the year, so we're at the equinox. It's not going anywhere. These are the two thieves, both sides of Christ, because Christ is the sun, right? With seasonal changes, these are the two thieves. They take it off them, go down that way, or up that way, one of the two. So imagine if it's going down that way, it's shining out further out south. That's the southern summer. I shouldn't say shining. It's all to do with frequencies in the firmament, in the moisture-filled firmament of layers. It's like a rainbow, but you can't see the colours. They all make up the white light that sits on the top, which is the Christ. So the atmosphere above us in our arc of horizon has the layers, all different pressure zones, and they all support different frequencies. They are layers the planets sit in. They're not millions and billions of miles away. They're not far at all. But our horizon is only 5k, isn't it? Check out my last video about set in the horizon. Interesting. So you have to realise that it's summer. The sun's doing a bigger circle. It's reflecting its energy further out south, further out here. But as it turns, it's spiralling up. It's winding up. It's a spiral. It spirals all the way back up to equilibrium. So it's obviously done a bigger track as it's pointed down that way, because it's reflecting back out here. As it comes back up, it's coming back up the dome. Imagine the dome. It's not really a dome though. It's come up as a smaller circle. So it's right up there at the 23.5 degree ecliptic. That's the northern summer. And it's just doing that smaller circle, isn't it? That's the smaller circle there. But what you need to do is take that off. Then you imagine what's going on. That's what's going on. There's the snake. It's the caduceus, isn't it? Two snakes could represent that as well. It represents a few things. You've got this snake and the other snake, the up and the down. Ascension and, what is it? Ascension and dissension. Ascension and dissension, whatever. But also the we have the electrical and the magnetic. But in the situation, if you're up, you're going down the season. So it's winding up. So it's all winding up. That's just because it's going like this. It's winding all the way up. All the way up. And there it is. So you can bring it all the way back down to your snake shape. But obviously every day it's going around. And then you've got the other one that brings it all the way back up again. Or vice versa, coming down that way, I think. Comes down then goes back up. There's the December solstice way down there. The southern summer. The northern winter. It's quite easy to understand, really. Especially on the flat earth model, spinning ball, you don't even bother trying to imagine what they're bloody on about. And there's the other one. So you know, if this is halfway, that width there will be the same width as that, shouldn't it? As it's coming down. Not necessarily, because it does get, oh, you get the tropic region. It's all within the elliptic here, the street. It's all happening between here and here. And there. So, and if the equator's down there, I would imagine, maybe not, maybe it does get wider down here, but this crossing, that crossing is only due to the fact that the season's coming back up again. It crosses over that line, just repeating the same thing, but going around the full cycle. Understand? Quite easy. That's the sun's analemma. Check out my other videos I'm about to post. Well, I've posted already by the time you get to see this one, that's for sure. Very easy. Pretty hard to explain on a spinning ball flying through La La Land. But on the stationary flat earth, easy as. When you understand that the sun is spiralling up over the season, over the year, sorry. It's the yearly spiral of the magnetic field the sun follows. And guess what? The moon does. Every month. The same thing. But it's every month. It moves from where we see it, that is, back in here. It's actually going into the sun. In reality, the moon goes into the sun every new moon and comes out. But anyway, we see it out here, and it's doing this figure every month. It moves from the Tropic of Cancer out to the Tropic of Capricorn, and plus 5 degrees, they say. Back in, and it's this like this. It's the pyramid here. It's this pyramid idea. It's spiraling all the way around out there. These represent planets through here, the 5 planets, and the moon spirals over them out. So you got Saturn out here. Saturn. What's Saturn known for? Saturn is known to be cold and dry or something. Well, what is the moon? By the time the moon gets down here, it's full. That's cold. Cold as. It's the cold side. If you follow my videos, you realise that is the cold. That's the back of the sun. Full moon is the back of the sun. It's behind the sun. You'll see the sun. We'll see it this way in daytime. Full moon is behind the sun. Sun here is behind. New moon is in front of the sun. That's why you don't see it. It's dissolved. It only forms its skin as it moves away from the sun. You have to look at my other videos for that. Got all the right diagrams for you. So the moon's spiraling around, out, and spirals back in. Everything out here is a projection. Everything we see is a projection. It's all hidden in here, hidden in the centre, the hollow of the actual donut. We're in the physical part of the donut. The hollow part, circle in the middle, that's non-physical. Donut's physical. Everything comes from that non-physical, unseen part. We see its projection. Our realm is a holographic projection, only seen as physical thanks to our five senses. The planets, they don't spiral. They're on their own tracks, continuously going around like this. Different, so they get wider and wider as they go out. They're not on elliptic planes either. It's false. It's due to the fact that the sun sits in here in an egg shape. It's the golden egg. That's the sun, is the black hole centre. The sun moves around the black hole. There is the elliptic shape. Because that's elliptic and it moves. It's not stationary like science tells you. Because that moves, it makes it look as though these are elliptic, but they're not. You'll see it'll be close to the star at one point here, then it'll be further away from the star at this point here. They're making you think that all these stars are all elliptic, but they're not. You have to understand that the moon's coming down over them, past them each month, and they're fixed on their tracks. It's actually represented by the fluted columns in Greek times and Egyptian, because we're inverted to the physical world. I mean, our physical world is inverted to the non-physical. So you put that inside out, spin it round, you've got fluted grooves like this, where the planets follow. They follow that fluted groove and stay there. So it's inside out and right angles, isn't it, basically? Because we see in the centre of our flat Earth. That's the Milky Way, sitting vertical in the centre of the flat Earth with the sun in it. But we see it out horizontally, don't we? Now, you've got to get your head around thinking about that one. But when you start realising the shape of the Earth, the centre vortex, parabolic reflections, concave, moisture firmaments, it all adds up. It's right through all my videos. Check them out. That's what's happening. Science is total bullshit when it comes to celestial physics. When it comes to physics, it's got it all wrong. They can throw anything at me and I'll explain it how it works on the flat Earth. You can't debunk this model. That's all I wanted to do. It was pretty straightforward, wasn't it? That's the sun's positions. 12 o'clock every day. Take a photo. That's the shape it's doing. All the way down. Then as the season comes back up, goes back over that way. Yeah? Cool. Thumbs up. Share it around. Everyone needs to know. Everyone needs to know that everything works on the flat Earth model. Not everything works on a spinning ball. And these silly people think, oh, but we've got it all computerized. It's all there. We can predict everything. Well, hello. Where did they get all that from? Where did they get all that knowledge from? Ancient knowledge. It comes from the clay bricks, the flipping, what do you call them? Tablets. Goes way back. I've got documents to show it. 150 years old. Shows its GPS is all celestial navigation. Okay? Cheers.